We're waiting.
And we're live.
Hey, we're live. Wicked.
Cool.
A little bit later than we thought.
A little bit later.
Technical issues.
So welcome to the first Renegades podcast. I'm Stuart with Scott and JoJo.
Hello.
Hey.
Hopefully it should be auto switching. I'm not sure yet.
Who knows? Yeah, it is.
Knows.
It is. We're good.
So yeah, we're hoping this is going to be a weekly thing. We're hoping this is going to be a weekly thing with revolving cast, revolving news, revolving segments. Hopefully not revolving doors. We've got revolving chairs. but
That's not awkward at all. Don't do that.
But no revolving.
Maybe doors in the future.
And booze. Lots of booze. I can see all your booze.
We have a pitiful selection of booze.
And your huge box of chocolate
A
eggs.
huge box of cream. Right, I'm going to start with this huge box of cream eggs quickly.
Oh, you should.
This is amazing. So my girlfriend bought us a box of 48 cream eggs from Amazon because they're amazing.
Give me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it broke on the way. But yeah, so we're slowly working our way through that. Ooh, that made a good noise.
This is like a big first for us. Like,
Yeah.
We did a audio podcast 2 years ago.
Something like that.
We did an introduction video on YouTube, and that was a long time ago. But we've recently branched out to Twitch, with different Renegade members doing their own thing. But we have a Renegade channel, so check that out.
So we're sort of focusing a little more, not branching out, I'd say, onto a little more like video content. Yeah,
we're bringing lots of firsts for Renegade this year. It's good. I like it.
It's going to be a good year.
It's very exciting.
Yes. It's cool. So, on to the first thing. News! This is where we have a fancy news graphic, if we were professional. News! New Overwatch hero got announced this week. Brigitte.
How do you pronounce that?
It's Brigitte.
Not Brigitte.
It's the everyone's like when they saw it was like, oh,
Sounds
Bridget. And then
last time she Swedish.
And then Jeff came up with hi, I'm Jeff from Overwatch, and this is Brigitte. So it's now she's Torbjorn's daughter.
That's right. One of
she's the first kind of hybrid hero, which is interesting. She's a tank support. She falls under the support tree, but she's very much a tank as well.
She's got that whole riot feel going down with the flail and storm shield.
Yeah, so she's got like a little personal shield, which protects herself and anyone directly behind her. So it doesn't stretch out as much as Reinhardt's. So it mainly protects herself, and she heals people when she hits people. Like when she hits enemies, she heals in a area around her.
Pretty good, pretty handy.
Which is quite interesting. But yeah, thought you guys were gonna pick her up if you guys.
Yeah,
play?
I mean we've.
My computer can't handle Overwatch at the moment.
Once technology comes.
When I can afford a new computer to replace my slightly decrepit, dying PC, then yes, absolutely. At the moment, Overwatch is a big no-no for me. Annoyingly.
Ours, my computer's slowly dying. Overwatch crashes sometimes. It loses it, just freezes and then crashes and goes, cannot find the render device. So I don't know what's going on there.
That's never a good sign.
It's never good. I think it just might be a duff upload, like a duff patch. But
she sounds interesting.
She does,
probably change up the lists from the basic meta.
She's very anti-dive as well. There was a huge dive meta at the moment. So she's very anti, because when she got her shield up, she can bash away and stun people. So she's very, very anti-dive, which is good.
I did hear that hit some nerfs already though.
Yeah, the stun duration's gone down a bit, I think. But there was this big debate on the Overwatch subreddit of, is it a nerf if she hasn't been released yet?
Do you know what though? It's always tricky bringing out new characters because you don't know how people are going to react, and if you try and break the so-called mold by having a hybrid character, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and it's going to take some getting used to. But I think Overwatch are pretty on top of updates and fixing things, unlike Dead by Daylight. But yeah, so I think it'll be all right.
That's good. So again, like, would you like when you guys play Overwatch? Like, what do you usually pick up? Are you usually assault? Are you usually offense, defense, support?
I don't know.
Oh man, I bounce. It depends on my mood. I bounce between Lucio, Reaper, and recently Reinhardt.
Right, Reinhardt is quite fun. I like just standing there with a giant shield.
Catch furs.
I think depending on the game mode, is calls for change your hero. 3v3, Reinhardt.
Yeah.
I like Mercy.
Yeah, well, even like post nerfs.
Yeah. Who else I like?
Tracer. Roadhog.
I'm not very good with Roadhog.
I've never played Roadhog.
He's good.
I've played him a couple of times when I've had to.
Hooks.
You've not done the.
You'd be surprised. Have you done the Lucio Roadhog?
It's literally the map with the giant hole in the center.
Oh yeah.
Everyone is Roadhog apart from one Lucio.
No, you can change.
Can you change?
So it's only Roadhog or only Lucio.
I've always been the one Lucio.
And it always ends up with the Roadhogs either side of the pit trying to pull people in.
Yeah.
But if the Lucio goes in, then he can ride all the way around and come back up again.
Yeah.
And he's constantly trying to push people into the pit.
Or you can always fluke it as Roadhog, because if you fall in the pit, you can always put another Roadhog down with you.
And
the other one, you could add Orisa into that as well, because she's got the weird pull together thing.
But yeah.
Have you guys been watching any of the Overwatch League, or not?
No.
That's quite fun to watch. The London team won the first stage, which is always good.
Hey.
The London team made entirely of Koreans.
Hey, awkward.
Outsourcing.
But no, they're looking like the first season is all being broadcast in the studio in Los Angeles. And then hopefully next year they're going to be branching out to different countries. So their aim in the end is to have every team has a stadium. So they'd have the London team play their home games in London, and then their away games wherever their away are. So that's going to be quite interesting if that does come to fruition.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Overwatch is definitely one of the games that's going to outlast how long it's kind of available. It's got a good long-lasting life.
For sure.
I think other news with Metal Gear Solid Survive? No, Metal Gear Survive. Yeah, I've been looking to talk about this.
With the £10 save slot.
Yeah. What are your feelings on that?
What the fuck? £10 for a save slot. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous.
See, I'm playing it, and I like it.
You're like You're liking it from a gameplay side or from a Metal Gear fan side?
See, I played Metal Gear since old school days, like very first Metal Gear, and they've kept it fresh. They've changed things up. They've gone backwards and forwards. Obviously, with Kojima leaving Konami, things have changed a little bit.
Well,
a little bit,
Kojima leaving Konami.
Put air quotes in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot. It's been hit hard. I think a lot of people, especially hardcore fans, are bashing it just for the sake of Kojima having no involvement, and they reuse a lot of Phantom Pain's level design and all sorts like that. And I think in that point, it's got fair shout. It's definitely something that they have a fair argument about.
Yeah.
But can we just go do you remember when Revengeance came out?
Yes.
Definitely not a Metal Gear Solid title.
No
stealth. It's hacking stuff up with swords. Story was laughable, but that's what people liked about it. Especially, you know.
Did you just take your headphones off so you didn't hear any bad things back from Stuart?
No, only because I'm struggling hearing my own voice on this crappy mic.
Hang on, how much did you pay for those headphones?
They're terrible. I'm totally going off the razor.
Headphones?
Yeah, I'm going to go rock out from these days.
He's been stealing my headphones.
But no, Revengeance was a very good game.
Yeah,
very good. Definitely not a Metal Gear Solid game, but set in the universe. Same can kind of be said about Survive.
Okay.
It's not a Metal Gear Solid game. People are saying that the game would have been fine if it didn't have the Metal Gear name.
That's Naga Cougar, our cat in the background.
Someone?
Yeah, she's her butt. Very cat butt.
Cat butt.
But yeah, I mean, there's some things I don't like about it. Definitely the save slot stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the microtransactions.
Is it important to have a second save slot? Like, is there an advantage to having it, or can you? Is it like Monster Hunter where having a second save slot is kind of not pointless, but
it's
not really much point to it.
I've just finished the main story, and I'm going into endgame content.
Right.
That's where the game really kind of picks up, I find. The story is not bad. The gameplay is okay. You kind of do the same thing over and over again, but in these days, what game isn't? Yeah. I mean, I've been comparing a lot to EA's Shadow of War.
Mordor. Okay. Mordor or War.
Yeah, that's one. Microtransaction in the game. You can buy a second game slot. I don't see why. You level your character up to the end game, and then you get more classes at that point, which you can freely swap in between.
Right.
So if you want an extra character, it's like 1,000 coins, and you can buy 1,150, I believe, for 10 quid.
Right.
But it gives you 30 coins every time you log in for the day. So even by that rate, a couple of weeks and you'll have enough to buy a save slot. Right. A lot of people use it to buy boosts in game.
Yeah. So there is a way of earning it in
there's
game.
No pay
you
to
don't
win.
have to pay for it. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's very different. It's definitely not a Mega Solid title. There's stealth aspects, but it's not great. I mean, I'm enjoying it. A lot of people, I think, are criticizing it overly harsh.
Yeah.
I need to stop Naga. She's going for my Litten plushie. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm liking it. But yeah, it definitely could have been handled and done different ways. Just if you are playing it and you like it, then money well spent.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it and you're just bashing it and you haven't played it, then I don't know. It seems like you're jumping to accusation a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've rescued the
plush.
But the same is, you don't have to. I think there's a little bit of willpower there. If you don't need to buy loot boxes, and this comes down to the whole loot box controversy thing. If you don't need it, then don't buy it. I played Shadow of Mordor for the second one, the build the army thing, and all the loot boxes there were upgrading armies and stuff. But it was nothing that you couldn't get from just playing the game.
Yeah. I hear that the end game stuff for Shadow of War were not pushing you towards the loot boxes, but very heavily suggesting, hey, to do this, you might need a loot box.
Yeah, it's the difficulty skyrockets at points where you just literally have to... The game's about taking forts the entire game. The end game is about defending forts the entire game. And you're just basically making your people stronger, eventually get attacked, and you need to kind of go and defend and stuff. And eventually it comes to the point, really, really hard enemies. It just shoves it into you. And it's like, oh, you lost some of your men. You could get a loot box and get like a legendary defender. And it's like, or you could just like play well. The game's hard. I mean, I'm a sadist anyway, so
yeah,
I like a difficulty. So
speaking of saving things, what just got announced recently in the cinema?
Oh, the Infinity release date got moved up for the US.
Yeah.
UK stay the same. It's always
we get it on my birthday. Hey.
It's always been April 27th in the UK, but for the US it's been shoved forward.
This makes me very excited. I'm very excited to see Infinity War.
It's gonna be good. Have you seen the there was a thing that came out today. Some new character posters that were like focusing more on the Infinity Stones and like their background and stuff. So you have the Time Stone had Doctor Strange like inside it, and it had all of them with something like not the soul, the one that's on Vision, the one that's on his head.
Is that the
not the Soul Stone, because the Soul Stone is the one that we haven't seen yet. But that's the one that's got people intrigued, because the Soul Stone had Iron Man inside it.
Oh.
So everyone's thinking that he's going to be somehow linked to the Soul Stone. Because he's the only character that had anything related to an Infinity Stone yet. All of his bad guys, basically copies of himself. And he's had very little to do with the Infinity Stones.
True.
It's going to be interesting. I'm always one of those people that I'm like, I don't want to speculate too much. I want to just go in there as clear-minded as possible. And therefore, I don't have that sort of expectation to be met or be disappointed by. I can just go in and just enjoy it. And that's pretty much what we did with the last Star Wars film that came out, Episode 8. We kind of went...
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah. We went in there with a clear mind of, let's just go see how this is. And obviously there was a little bit of a slight personal bias because we got married on the studio next to where they were filming The Last Jedi. And it was very, 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 very difficult for us not to want to climb over the fence and go and have a look. Yeah. But no, I think with some of these things, especially with these big blockbusters that come out, I think it's better to go in with more of an open mind and therefore, no expectation at all. Yeah. So you can't be horribly disappointed. Not that Marvel makes disappointing movies.
No. The one worry I have is that they've said recently that it's got 35 main characters. That's going to be hard to juggle. It's going to be, I think, 2.5 hours, they said as well. The recent cut of it is 2 hours 36.
I think it's 2 halves.
No, that was the original plan. The original plan was, it is still split. It was originally going to be Infinity War Part 1 and then Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah, I assume they were putting some films in between that as well.
Yeah, in between, you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is actually set before Infinity War. You've got Captain Marvel as well, which is set in the early 90s. And then you've got Infinity War Part 2, which is not called Infinity War Part 2. It's called something else that they haven't said because it'll apparently be a spoiler for Infinity War.
Oh. Curiouser and curiouser.
Yeah. Like I said, the original plan was for Infinity War Part 1, Part 2. But they came out a while back and said they're not doing that naming scheme anymore.
Going back to what you were saying about the different jewels, the different stones.
Yeah.
Where do you think Soul Stone is?
I think Wakanda.
You think Wakanda?
Yeah. A lot of people currently are thinking Wakanda because it was featured a lot in the battle that takes place around Wakanda.
Okay.
And then a lot of people are saying that it's buried inside the vibranium meteorite, which would then make sense to like add it. Convene when they convene with the dead people. That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what fuels the plants that allow them to talk to the dead people. So like they talk to their souls and stuff.
So we know where the other stones are. So that's I think that's a pretty solid guess. We are guessing that Thanatos is probably going to get all the stones.
Yeah. Well, then... I think he'll be one short.
You think? I don't know. I think he'll succeed, and Part 2 will be everyone coming together to kind of overthrow him.
Yeah. So did you see the Discworld news that got put up on BBC recently?
No, enlighten us. So
the BBC have recently greenlit a new series based on the Discworld. The books by Terry Pratchett, who passed away a few years ago. Yep. Sucks. It's all based on The Watch, which is the city guard police in the Discworld. And the Watch books are some of my favorite Discworld books. They're full of the most humor.
Okay.
And the BBC have recently said they're going to do a short series based on the Watch books, which is going to be great. I've forgotten the name. Carrot is one of my favorites. He's got a giant who, but he's like 7 foot tall.
A giant.
Yeah, he's a giant. But
say that again.
He's a giant that is raised by dwarfs.
Okay.
No, as you do.
You've never seen a midget of this size.
That's what she said.
Hey. Careful now, shots fired.
And
they say that's coming out.
They're hopefully filming it this year.
Okay.
For release next year.
Oh. That's one to look out for then.
Yep.
And that's a BBC exclusive.
Yes. There's no set release date yet, but I think they're aiming for like early next year apparently.
What about the Netflix picking up Resident Evil?
Oh, see now this
Really?
one, yes.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, I thought I told you. I'm so sorry. Well, there's a lot of hearsay about that because it turned out that the viral image that went round turned out to be a mirrored image of the Haunted Mansion movie.
Ah.
That being said, Netflix have been picking up a lot.
Yeah.
Series and taking them under and making them Netflix originals, and they're doing a really damn good job of it as well. So if the rumor is true and they're actually going back to Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and moving up from there through all of the games that came out, that's it. You've got me glued because I really, really need to wash out that awful movie out of my mind.
The first movie's great.
Yeah, the first one's good.
Was okay,
first one's good.
And the first one was the best one. And the last one really disappointed me because I like Leon. You don't paint him out to
Leon.
Is the third? Was it third or fourth?
Which one?
The
Game.
The one where you're Leon. You got to save the president's daughter.
Four.
So it is the fourth, I don't know, series or movie in the Netflix series. Is that just going to be him putting her in a bin somewhere?
Or just going like just a little bit more forwards, I'm going to drop this rock on you now.
Yep.
Leon!
They completely ruined the game series with every single film they released for that.
Apart from the first one.
The first one. The first one was at least a little bit original.
I liked the first one because I felt the first one kind of ended with the whole Raccoon City siege that you see in Resident Evil 2. And I always thought, because the guy's name was Spence, I thought that was the Spencer Mansion. But then that's me just hoping and being,
it's just
naive.
My biggest pet peeve for it, mainly the taking scenes from every single game and copying and pasting them and putting Alice as the hero.
Well, it's only his hero because that's the director's wife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
You see the Wesker fight in, I can't remember, like the third film? It's like
I try not to remember the film.
Claire and Chris versus Wesker.
How many are there? How many?
There's 6.
6? Jesus.
Is that including the final one?
The final one was the 6th one.
Has it come out already? Did we miss that? Oh, whoops.
We did miss it. It's probably coming out on DVD soon. But if you look up the fight is actually Resident Evil 5's fight. It was Sheva and Chris versus Wesker. It's frame for frame exactly the same. Someone put I can't remember, on YouTube someone put exactly both the film and the game cutscene next to each other. It's exactly the same. The directing is terrible. They need to get some of their own ideas and make something decent. They just butchered it.
I actually enjoy the CGI movies better than the live action.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
CGI movies are fantastic.
I haven't seen any of them, I think.
Oh, really good.
I don't think I've seen them. Yeah, cool.
Sort of like Leon time, watching the movies. Good.
Got a little off track.
We have.
So what have you guys been I know you've been playing Metal Gear Survive. What else have you guys been playing?
Monster Hunter World.
Everyone's still playing
Monster Hunter World.
I think
I took a bit of a
monster. All of us are old school fans?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I started playing from PS2.
I started playing from PSP.
PS2.
PS2 with the horrible analog.
It's awful. You had to, and it was you moved the camera with the L1 R1.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Swung your weapon with the right analog stick.
Yep.
I was saved that. That might have put me off.
It was terrible.
That PS2 did have online function, and then Monster Hunter was online, but it was the whole you needed to buy a special app adapter for your PS2.
Or you get the slimline PS2.
Yeah.
Is that kind of similar to the one that they had when they brought out the DS version, when you put the extra cradle in it?
No, the cradle was for the. They released a cradle just to make the controls better.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was for playing Kid Icarus, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the control setup for Kid Icarus was so bad that you had to like hold it weirdly and do that, and you're like trying to control it. It was awful.
I don't know. I know you have. You play PSP as well, Monster Hunter.
Yep. Sunk about 1,000 hours into the PSP one.
Yep.
Nice.
So did you develop a special hand movement?
You mean the claw?
The claw.
The claw.
So you used to thumb with the analog.
Movement, camera.
Camera was top one, and this was manual camera.
Yeah, manual camera and then click camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no idea how dodgy that looks on the camera.
The claw.
It was even worse when they brought out. I think was it Freedom Unite where they brought out bows for the first time.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, because I mained bow in that one. I switched over to bow, so your hand is stuck like that the whole game because you're having a manual camera the whole
How
time.
do
Like,
you still function as a chef after playing that many hours with the bow?
painfully.
See, I think my old PSP, you know the like on an analog stick, you have this little nice rough little pad.
Yep.
My pad fell off.
Yep, you had the
had
knob.
this horrible square
knob. Mine was the same.
Used to embed my thumb.
Yeah. I got really sad. My PSP got stolen.
Oh no!
And it had my 1,000-hour save file on it.
Oh, so lame.
Oh, sugar.
So like since then, I just like dialed it inside. But luckily, they moved it to the DS. So
Monster Hunter World though.
Yes.
JoJo.
Sorry.
Murder Pickle.
Murder Pickle.
Has he got a release date yet?
Next month.
Next month.
Okay.
There's no official date, but everyone knows coming next month.
I'm really sad. I should have named my character Devil JoJo.
No.
In Monster Hunter, that would have been fantastic.
He's terrifying.
I want them to just like stealth release him, and just like in an update where they're like, oh yeah, we had a few bug fixes, a little bit of balance here and there, and that's it. But secretly they've released Devil Drone in.
Yeah, so when you're fighting, you know, the Baroff, the Basil guy comes in, and then suddenly, murder Pickle time.
That's what I want to see. I want to see that fight. I want to see that turf war.
Yeah.
Basil guys versus Devil Joe.
And unless Devil Joe comes out on top, I'm not interested.
And a great Jagras just for fun.
Oh, the Jagras is gonna get its shit pushed in. Come on.
You see, you know how the great Jagras can like swallow things whole.
Just swallows Devil Joe.
I want Devil Joe to swallow great Jagras. It's like nah.
And then laser on the inside.
But I think all the new hunters, all the new people being introduced to the world are going to have a bit of a shock to the system.
But when Devil Joe arrives, yeah.
Well, like this, Monster Hunter World is my girlfriend's first Monster Hunter,
right?
And she's just met Basil Goose, and how fun he is when he just turns up and wrecks shit.
It's not even that turns up. It's you're fighting, you're hunting, you're searching, whatever. Dude, just going about your business, and suddenly these pods just drop from the air. Yep. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a shadow casting itself across. But then it's just like,
what did you call him?
Oh, Beetlejuice.
Basil guys.
I thought you called him Basil Goose.
No,
new official word for him, Basil Goose.
I love that.
Can we call him that now? Can we just call it the Basil Goose?
Okay, so Basil Goose. There's Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh no, he's the naked dog.
No, he's Clifford.
All
He's great.
Yeah, I get that.
Shiny Git. Flashy Git.
Flashy Git. That's the Pot Bastard.
Yep, Pot Bastard.
Fish.
What was the other one?
Yeah.
Wait, what was yours?
The giant fish. the Gyrotodos, whatever it is.
Gyrotodos.
Yeah.
Gyrotodos. Spiky
Because-
Blast.
Oh, Barney.
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 Yeah,
Purple Dinosaur.
Or as otherwise known as look at the Anjanath.
And Roly Bone Dog.
There's Ronnie Bone Dog.
That's the one.
I don't think I've met anything else yet. Like I haven't come across. I've heard of Xenojiva. I've not seen it yet.
Oh, it's pretty.
Ooh,
It's pretty
It
big.
looks nice.
And I've heard of Valhazak as well, but I haven't seen it.
Ooh.
So
I just finished making my armor for that. Enjoy that one.
Undead Turkey.
Don't sound fun. Undead Turkey? What?
Turkey.
Was he got like a chin thing? Or?
You'll see when you get to
No
it.
spoilers.
Right.
So, we've been doing a couple of Let's Play videos as well. So we've done a couple of Monster Hunter World ones. We'll probably do a couple more. So just keep an eye out on that on our YouTube channel. Link below or something.
I will be editing them
Awesome.
at some point this week.
That's
So
right.
I'm off this week, so I'll get them edited.
Sorry, Hoy and I were just really bored and went, hey, let's just start streaming. Well,
It was check that out on Lady Ornstein's Twitch and Kamikaze. Is that how?
I don't know. You've just dropped that now, and if you've messed that up, Hoy's gonna kick your ass.
Why?
Yep.
Yeah. You've not seen Angry Hoy. I've heard Angry Hoy.
It was Girls' Night on Twitch, so check that out.
And then they all get one of them will get hosted onto the Renegade Twitch as well.
Yeah.
And we'll rotate that, so just keep watching the space.
So I introduced Scott to Abandoned Ship as well.
You did.
I love it.
Which is good. It's so anyone that's played FTL, it's kind of FTL on a boat. So you've got your overworld map, you've got your sort of crew management as well, but it's also very simplistic. So send person here, you fire cannons. You get better at cannons over time. But Scott, you've played a lot more of it than I have. So
it's pretty, yeah. The design's really
pretty.
nice.
It's unique.
It's got like a Lovecraftian sort of eldritch theme with the like Kraken and cultists and stuff like that.
I like the concept of when you open the map and you're sailing in a picture.
Yeah, so you're sailing in a big picture and you kind of go across the canvas and you get rid of the fog wall.
It reminds me slightly of Mass Effect 2, where you had the where you were physically moving the ship around, like the open map.
No, I like it. I had a really good run. Like killed the Kraken and all that sort of jazz, and then got my ass handed to me a couple of fights later. I was like, oh, I'm feeling great. I've got my crew. I got my ship. Bought some new weapons. I've upgraded my ship. I got armor and everything. And then I'm like, oh, look, a pirate. I've been no problem on fights. And then flamethrowers.
that sounds sort of like my my experience with Sea of Thieves at the moment.
Yep.
We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's just coming out in 15 days, so about 2 weeks.
You've already got your fancy controller, haven't you?
Yes, I have. It's right here.
Go on. Sorry,
it's awesome.
Very nice.
Lame.
Where's your gold?
It's got a little gold. Where is it? See with the mirror thing. It's got a little gold trigger on it, which is really
cool.
Bling, bling.
And I didn't notice in the picture, but it's got a little compass on the thing. That's really cool.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
It is very, very nice.
It is very cool. I'm kind of sad that the skull isn't the jewel though. Like that's not the button.
Yeah.
That could have been better.
But you're asking Microsoft to sort their logo out.
Yeah, it's a tall order. But yeah, they've been running the scale tests pretty much every weekend. Which it's a very stripped back version of Sea of Thieves, so it only includes one of the quest givers, which is the treasure finders.
Right.
So your quests are very much go to this island, dig up a chest, come back, sell the chest, go to an island, dig up a chest, and whatnot. But
from what we've seen from your Let's Play, and you are going to put a fancy link here, aren't you?
Possibly.
Maybe. If you can be bothered. From what we've seen of your Let's Play, it looks fantastic.
It is really fun.
Even for the little piece of it that you've played.
Yeah. I did lose the SS Friendship to enemy fire, which was...
It was just that one skeleton, wasn't it?
It was just one skeleton up on a cliff.
One guy?
Because I came... For anyone who hasn't seen the video yet, go watch it. It's a sad moment. But also turn your headphones down, because I didn't edit the audio to go down. It goes very loud. But yeah,
caution for headphone users.
Yeah, headphone users.
I think that adds to the drama.
I go into this very enclosed bay, and I'm like, okay, let's work our way in, and then this cannonball comes towards and just wrecks my shit.
It was very sad.
Very sad. And then I'm just stuck on this island forever.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's cross-platform, isn't it?
Yes. So if you can play it on PC, you can play it on Xbox. If you own it on Xbox, you also own it on PC, which is great. Cross-platform, cross-save as well, and cross-play. So you can have one person playing on PC, one person playing on the Xbox.
That's cool. I would still need to buy 2 copies of the game.
Yeah, same. But it's from what I've played, it's also really relaxing. Yeah. I've been playing it solo, like not with a crew most of the time, on just like a tiny little one-man ship that's meant for 2 people. It's really hard to do on your own because you have to, especially stopping, you have to like pull the sails down, drop the anchor, steer away from the rocks that you're heading towards. So stuff like that is very hard, but it's just a really relaxing game. You're just sailing the ocean on your own, and just the music and the atmosphere is just really, really well done.
A lot of roleplay. Yeah,
I might, if I do play it in a group, I may just put a pirate voice on the entire time.
I think it needs to be done.
It does.
I'm just I'm concerned it doesn't fall flat. I hope it has enough content in it to keep it fresh.
They've put out the not release schedule, but they have outlined all the like post-launch content they're doing as well.
Okay.
So they've said the main goal of when they release is to become a pirate legend. So you do all these things to up your reputation, and eventually you'll unlock the pirate legend status, which allows you to do legend quests, which are these like massive multi-part quests that, and it alters you have the option of altering your appearance as well. So you're like not gold plated, but you have like really fancy clothing and whatnot. So when you're wandering around, people go, "Oh fuck, that man's he's a pirate legend. He's really damn good." And then eventually you'll go past that stage and you'll unlock your own ship to run. You'll unlock your own island and stuff like that.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
And then they've said that in the past stuff, they're working on, well, what happens when everyone becomes pirate legends? Like, how do we distinguish this? So they're working on, what do we do after that? And they've outlined a couple of ideas they're tossing around that should be coming out. They're saying 3 to 4 months after launch. So that should be quite interesting. Well, another game that we've kind of gone back to with the intent of recording it eventually is Payday 2. So that's been a lot of fun.
We got some Renegade members on that. We're playtesting it in a minute just to make sure it's it's working well. I think it is. We're definitely going to get some footage of that coming up.
Broken.
No, certainly not broken like Scott's spine.
Oh, we got to put that in.
Oh yeah, obviously. Then it's going to be full of the first 10 minutes of us just laughing at
your broken spine. Coming soon.
So yeah, keep a lookout for that.
So on to the next subject. What have you guys been watching?
I've been rewatching Thunderbirds I Go just because I'm a huge nerd.
She's so lame.
You got me watching it.
Exactly. So we're all freaking nerds here, man.
I'm very, very slowly working my way through it.
I am working on an article for Renegade, which will hopefully be out before season 3. Now, season 3 comes out this month, allegedly, according to Thunderbirds Argo HQ and ITV. We still don't have a release date for it, but the rumors and hearsay are that because now ITV are releasing the previously unreleased episode Inferno for certain reasons, that it was too close to the Grenfell tragedy, and that's totally and completely understandable.
Oh yeah.
Even though it did upset a lot of the fan base, but it is actually being released now. I think it's either this week or next week, which people are now speculating puts the season 3 first episode at the end of March, so Saturday the 31st of March. But watch this space and I'll update that accordingly. It's definitely worth a look.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching the Marionette series. I loved it to bits. I saw the live action. I saw the awful live action film.
It was terrible.
Yes, it was.
So
We don't
bad.
speak about that anymore.
It's like the Dragon Ball film of Thunderbirds.
Also, the King of Fighters live action, which should never.
Have you seen the Full Metal Alchemist live action?
No,
I've heard
apparently
mixed reviews, so I want to stay away from that because I want to keep that perfect image in my head.
Okay, I will watch it and give you either a thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh. Okay, I'll.
From what I've heard, it's that, but it's on Netflix now.
I've heard it's of that.
I'm looking forward to the. It's probably not going to come on Netflix, but Gintama.
Gintama's going to be good.
The
Gintama live action.
That's going to be terrible. It's going to be awful.
It looks amazing.
Trailers on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's going to be so bad it's good.
Really good.
All right, fine.
It's going to be so bad it's good, but they actually look pretty awesome.
But going back to it, Stuart. Favorite Thunderbird, quick.
You're going to hate me for this, Virgil or John?
Okay, yeah. Virgil's the best character, but favorite Thunderbird.
Thunderbird?
Yeah. Machine. Huh?
5. Just because I like the redesign of 5.
It is pretty nice, isn't it? You know, the trivia there, the original Thunderbird 5 from Thunderbirds I Go was meant to be kind of 90 degrees on its side, and it looked a bit stupid. So I'm glad they didn't do that. It looked wrong. No, not Thunderbird 2. Sorry, it's got to be Thunderbird
2 is the best.
Thunderbird 1.
Thunderbird 2. Thunderbird 2, if you think about it, causes the most, that shouldn't work moments, if you think about it logistically. Even though you said, when we were watching it, you said that it even fixes the whole how do they get the pods back problem.
Also, how does Thunderbird 4 get back into Thunderbird 2?
Yeah, it fixes that. That's fine. But how do you get the pod back on? It doesn't fix it.
Carefully.
Because if it fires the things down, once it gets past...
Don't give away the spoilers for people that haven't seen it, man.
I've got it.
It's logistics thing. Once it gets past there, it can't go past there.
Yeah.
Stuart.
No.
It's magic. The power of imagination.
Imagination, you in a minute.
All right, Willy Wonka, keep it in your pants.
So, we've been going back to... Sorry?
Upcoming events.
Yes, upcoming events. So you guys are off for the Sci-Fi Weekender.
Yes, so Sci-Fi Weekender is... Let me just quickly check my calendar, lol. It's from the 23rd and 24th of March this year, but I think there is an event going on the 22nd for an extra fee, but we're all travelling up that day. We've never been before. It's in Fweli, I hope I pronounced that right, in North Wales. And yep, Scott and I will be going. We've got a couple of buddies coming with us. We're all going to be bunking out in a caravan on a Haven holiday site that they closed down for the Sci-Fi Weekender.
Oh, that's cool.
Or in fact, they don't. They open the day after Sci-Fi Weekender closes, so it's very convenient. But we will try and update people on the day about that. I've heard that internet reception is sketchy. We might have to fork out for on-site internet, and I don't know how well that's going to go down, but we will update you guys about that.
That's rough.
Watch this space. I know I'm going to go absolutely mental.
And we got the two big ones.
Yep, MCM in Birmingham and London. So Birmingham is coming before Sci-Fi Weekender or after?
When is Birmingham?
I think Birmingham is before. Let me look. Birmingham. It is... Ooh, Michael Rooker.
Have they?
Yeah, we got Michael Rooker there.
Yeah, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, man. 17th to 18th of March.
Okay.
So that would be the weekend before.
Yeah, they got Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn there.
Oh, nice. Nice. Very good. So, currently...
And no North and Troy Baker. What?
Troy Baker?
Get out.
Yeah.
London, though, I'm more excited about. David Hayter.
Allegedly.
Nice.
Now,
Well,
David
allegedly.
Hayter said he was going in October, and what happened there?
He pulled out last time.
Yeah.
But, so the one in May is at the London XL, 25th, 26th, 27th of May, which falls over the bank holiday Monday.
It usually does, doesn't it?
Yes, it usually does, but that's usually in case anyone's really paranoid about getting time off from work and whatnot. Don't worry, it falls over a bank holiday, unless you have to work bank holiday, and then it sucks. But general tickets have gone on sale for the London one. They went on sale from the 1st of March. I know the early bird tickets sold out very, very quickly. So if you want to go and you've not got a ticket yet, get your ass on that. And if you're traveling from outside of London or you have difficulty mobilizing around the city, then get a hotel as well, because they'll get booked up very, very fast if they already haven't.
I know that, as usual, most of the Renegades will be there.
Yep, absolutely.
I know you guys are going to be there.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll be there. So we'll be doing our little video end of day recap thingamabobs.
Grabbing all the photos. Looking forward to seeing all you cosplays.
I'm going to try and make it for at least one day.
Yeah,
it's always been an issue for me because of work and whatnot. But
I would recommend people that haven't been to go there not on a Saturday, because Saturdays get very, very mental. So if you're claustrophobic or if you don't like big crowds generally, try and go on a Friday or a Sunday. Yeah,
I might try and make it up for either the Friday or the Sunday, just because Saturday's always mental. Even just trying to meet up with people that are already there is always really hard to do. So yeah, I might try and go for the Friday or the Sunday this year.
Yeah, well, we'll be there all 3 days, so catch you for a bevy and stuff.
Sounds good. I'm just looking at the guest list for Birmingham. It's really good. You got Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn, Nolan North, Troy Baker, the girl that played Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool.
Cool. I like her.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Mark Shepard, who is Crowley in Supernatural.
Okay.
And the voice actors for Symmetra, Soldier 76, Sombra, and Lucio.
Damn!
Get off my lawn.
A couple of comic artists, and Michael Biehn is going to be there as well. Kyle Reese from Terminator.
Sweet. Oh, I remember Michael. He's actually a really, really nice guy. He was at LFCC a couple of years back. He's quite a dude. And just last but not least for the events, RTX.
RTX London. The dates have been announced. Tickets aren't up yet. It's the 15th and 16th of September.
Yes.
So it's not October like last year.
That's good for people that want to go to things like Expo, which
because last year it was RTX was one weekend, and then was there a weekend gap, and then it was Expo? Or was it straight up?
I think there was a weekend gap, and then it was straight into MCM.
Yeah,
but it was
that was always a bit rough for anyone's wallet. Yeah, I missed it last year. I tried to get the second batch of tickets, and they sold out in less than a second.
And we tried to get them for you as well.
Yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah. There was 3 of us all sat on computers trying to get the
trying to get me a ticket.
Yeah,
that sucks.
So yeah, tickets will go like hotcakes. So
yeah, we'll try and post up a thing when they go live. But yeah, so to round out the first episode, we're going to end on the best headline of the week, which I found today, which is 5 people have been injured walking into glass at the Apple HQ.
Smart glass. That is how you
I noticed it and it's absolutely brilliant. So anyone that hasn't seen the new Apple headquarters in Silicon Valley, it's made entirely of glass. It's just
walk into it, literally.
It's a giant donut of glass, basically, and it is so. Props to the cleaners there.
Yeah, that has got to be the best window cleaner ever.
Yeah, glass all the way around.
Yeah.
All the walls are glass.
Except the toilet, come on.
Oh, gross.
You know where I was going.
Where's Johnny? He's over there taking
you can see him like 4 glass panels that way.
And on that bombshell.
We're going to try and make this a weekly thing.
Yeah.
So we're aiming for Sundays. Last night was a bit of a logistical nightmare. But we're aiming for Sunday nights around 7 o'clock GMT. It might get bumped a little bit, but so hopefully we'll see you this Sunday.
Yeah, watch this space.
We'll see you soon.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.